My dear child, close your eyes for just a moment and feel this. You are not reading these words by accident. Something much bigger than you brought you here right now, to this very moment. I want you to understand that before a single word of this message reaches your ears, I already knew you would be here. I planned this moment. I arranged everything so that your eyes would find these words and your heart would be open enough to receive them. That is how intentional I am about you. That is how much I think about you. That is how deeply and completely you are loved by me, your Heavenly Father, the one who made you, the one who breathed life into your lungs, and the one who has been walking beside you every single day of your life, even on the days when you could not feel me anywhere near you. I am not a distant God who sits far away on a throne and watches your life from a cold and empty distance. I am close. I am near. I am as close to you right now as the very breath inside your chest. I am the warmth you feel when the morning sun touches your face. I am the peace that somehow finds you in the middle of a storm that should have broken you completely. I am the strength that gets you out of bed on the mornings when everything inside you wants to give up and stay down. That quiet, steady, invisible force that has been holding you together all this time, that is me. That has always been me. And I need you to know that today, not tomorrow, not someday, but right now in this moment, think about how a mother holds her newborn baby for the very first time. She does not love that baby because the baby did something impressive. She does not love that baby because the baby earned it or deserved it or proved itself worthy. She loves that baby simply because that baby is hers. That baby belongs to her, and she belongs to that baby, and nothing in the world could ever change that. That is exactly the kind of love I have for you. You did not earn my love. You did not have to be perfect to receive it. You did not have to fix yourself or clean yourself up before coming to me. My love was already yours, before you even knew my name. Before you took your first breath, before you opened your eyes for the first time, before you even knew what love was, I already loved you with everything I am, and that love has never stopped. It has never grown cold. It has never run dry. It flows toward you every single moment of every single day. I know what your life has looked like. I know about the mornings when you woke up and the weight of everything came crashing down on you before you even had a chance to sit up straight. I know about the nights when the house was quiet and everyone else was asleep, but your mind was running 100 miles an hour with worry and fear and questions that had no easy answers. I know about the tears you cried when no one was watching. I know about the prayers you whispered in the dark, the ones where you were not even sure if anyone was listening, the ones where you poured out your heart because you had nowhere else to go and no one else to turn to. I heard every single one of those prayers. I caught every single one of those tears. Not one of them fell to the ground without my notice. Not one of them was ignored or forgotten or set aside. Every word you have ever spoken to me has reached my ears and settled in my heart. You have been carrying a very heavy load, my child. I can see it in the way you move through your days. There is a tiredness in you that goes deeper than just not getting enough sleep. It is the kind of tiredness that comes from fighting battles for too long without enough rest, from worrying about things you cannot control, from feeling you have been trying so hard to hold everything together all by yourself. You have been trying to be strong for everyone around you while quietly falling apart on the inside. And I want you to hear me clearly when I say this. You were never meant to carry all of that alone. You were never designed to handle everything by yourself. That was never my plan for you. My plan was always for you to bring it all to me. The worry, the fear, the confusion, the pain, the questions, the doubt, all of it, every single piece. I want you to hand it all over to me and let me carry it for you, because my shoulders are big enough to hold everything you are holding right now, and I will never grow tired of bearing it. I want to talk to you about something very important today. I want to talk to you about the enemy, the one who has been whispering lies into your ear and trying to convince you that things will never get better. He is very clever, this enemy. He does not always come at you in an obvious way. He does not always show up loudly or dramatically. Most of the time, he is quiet and sneaky. He slides into your thoughts when your guard is down. He uses your own fears and insecurities against you. He takes the things you are already worried about and makes them seem 10 times bigger than they really are. He whispers things like, "Things will never change for you. Nobody really cares about you. You have made too many mistakes for God to forgive you. You are too broken to be fixed. You are too far gone to be saved." And if you listen to those whispers long enough, you start to believe them. You start to see yourself the way the enemy wants you to see yourself, small and weak and worthless and hopeless. But I need to tell you something today that will change everything if you let it sink all the way into your heart. Every single one of those whispers is a lie. The enemy is the father of lies, and there is not a single word of truth in anything he says to you. He tells you that you are not good enough. But I say you were made in my image, and you are wonderfully and beautifully created. He tells you that things will never change. But I say I am making all things new, and I specialize in turning impossible situations into miraculous breakthroughs. He tells you that nobody cares about you. But I say I loved you so much that I gave everything I had for you. He tells you that you are too broken to be fixed. But I say I am the healer of broken things, and there is nothing in your life too shattered for my hands to restore. He shouts and roars and stomps around, trying to make himself sound powerful. But here is what he does not want you to know. He is terrified of you. He is terrified of what happens when a child of mine truly understands who they are and whose they are. Because when you walk in the truth of my love, when you stand firm in the promises I have made over your life, there is absolutely nothing he can do to stop you. So right now, in this moment, I want you to make a decision. I want you to decide that you are done listening to the enemy's lies. I want you to decide that from this day forward, you are going to listen to my voice above every other voice that tries to speak into your life. My voice is the one that calls you beloved. My voice is the one that says you are chosen and valuable and full of purpose. My voice is the one that tells you the best days of your life are still ahead of you, not behind you. And my voice is the one that says, no matter what you have been through, no matter how many times you have stumbled or fallen, I am right here with my hand outstretched, ready to pick you up and help you keep going. If you are finding these words speaking directly to your heart today, I want to encourage you. These words are not just words. They are life. They are hope. They are exactly what your soul needs to hear. So stay connected, stay close, and keep coming back, because I have so much more I want to say to you. Now, my child, I want to speak to you about your future, because I know that when you look at your life right now, it might not look the way you hoped it would. You might look around at where you are and feel disappointed or confused. Maybe things did not go the way you planned. Maybe relationships fell apart that you thought would last forever. Maybe opportunities closed before you could walk through them. Maybe you made choices that led you somewhere painful, and you have been wondering ever since how to find your way back. I want you to know something about all of that. I want you to know that nothing in your story is wasted. Not one single painful moment, not one single disappointment, not one single wrong turn has been wasted in my hands. I am the God who takes broken things and makes them beautiful. I am the God who takes ashes and turns them into something glorious. I am the God who can look at the most tangled, confusing, painful mess of a situation and see exactly how to weave it all together into something that will take your breath away. The path you have been walking has not been leading you away from your destiny. It has been leading you directly toward it. Every hard season you have survived has been building something in you that could not have been built any other way. Every valley you have walked through has been deepening your roots, so that when the blessings come, when the winds blow and the storms hit, you will not be knocked over. You will stand firm because your roots go so deep that nothing can pull you up. The suffering you have endured has not been punishment. It has been preparation. It has been me shaping you and forming you and making you into the person you need to be to carry the greatness I have planned for your life. I know that is hard to hear sometimes, especially when you are right in the middle of a painful season. I know that when you are going through something difficult, it can feel overwhelming. But my child, I want to promise you something right now with every ounce of my being. I have never forgotten about you, not for a single second. I cannot forget about you any more than a mother can forget about the baby she carried. You are written on my heart. Your name is always on my lips, and I am always working on your behalf, even when you cannot see it, even when you cannot feel it, even when everything around you looks still. Behind the scenes of your life, I am moving things into place. I am opening doors. I am closing the wrong ones. I am arranging meetings and connections and opportunities. I am speaking to hearts and minds on your behalf. I am going ahead of you and preparing the path so that when you take your next step, everything you need will already be waiting for you there. And I need you to trust me with that. I need you to trust me even when you cannot see what I am doing. I need you to trust me even when things feel silent and still. Because the truth is, the seasons that feel the most still are often the seasons when I am doing the deepest and most powerful work in your life. The seed does not make noise while it is growing underground. There is no sound, no visible movement, nothing to see from the outside. But underneath the surface, life is pushing upward. Roots are spreading. Something miraculous is happening that you simply cannot see yet. And then one day, suddenly, a tiny green shoot breaks through the soil and reaches for the light. And what was invisible becomes visible. What was hidden becomes seen. That is where you are right now, my child. You are in the underground season. You are in the growing season. And I promise you, the breakthrough is coming. The green shoot is about to break through the surface of your life. And when it does, you will look back at this season and understand why it had to take as long as it did. You will look back and see my hand in every single moment. You will look back and realize that every hard day was building towards something extraordinary. And you will be so glad you did not give up. I want to talk to you now about the people around you, the ones who have hurt you, the ones who have let you down, the ones who said things that cut deep and left marks on your heart that you are still carrying. I know about those people. I know about the ones who promised to stay and then left. I know about the ones who used your kindness against you. I know about the ones who spoke lies about you and tried to damage your name. I know about the ones who were supposed to love you and protect you, but instead wounded you in ways that took years to understand. And I want to say something about all of that. What was done to you was not right. The pain you carry from those experiences is real. I am not going to tell you it does not matter or that you should just get over it. Your hurt is real, and I see it, and I acknowledge it. But I also need to tell you something else. I need to tell you that those people, those experiences, those wounds, they do not get to define your future. They do not get to write the next chapter of your story. That pen belongs to me, and I am writing something so much better than what any person or any painful experience tried to write over your life. The labels that were put on you are not your name. The limits that were placed on you are not your destiny. The rejection you experienced was not a reflection of your worth. Your worth was decided by me before you were born, and it has never changed and it never will. And I want to gently say this to you today. The bitterness and unforgiveness that you have been holding on to is not hurting the people who hurt you. It is only hurting you. Holding on to anger and resentment is one of the enemy's favorite ways to keep you stuck, to keep you from moving forward, to keep you from receiving the beautiful things I have prepared for you. And I am not asking you to pretend that what happened to you did not happen. I am not asking you to say it was okay when it was not. I am asking you to give it to me. Give me the hurt, give me the anger, give me the unforgiveness. Let me be the one who deals with it. Let me be the one who brings justice. Let me be the one who heals what was broken. Because when you release it, when you open your hands and let it go, something incredible happens. Space opens up in your heart for joy and peace and hope to come rushing in. I want your heart to be free. My child, I want you to walk through your days without the weight of old pain dragging you down. I want you to wake up in the morning and feel light. I want you to look at your future and feel excitement instead of dread. I want you to know in the very deepest part of you that you are loved and safe and held, and that no matter what has happened in your past, your future is full of good things, because that is what I have planned for you. Good things, beautiful things, things that will make you laugh out loud with joy and cry with gratitude and shake your head in disbelief because you never thought anything this good could happen to you. Now I want to speak to you about faith, because faith is the thing that makes the difference between a life that is merely surviving and a life that is truly thriving. Faith is not the absence of fear. Faith is not the absence of questions or doubts or confusion. Faith is the decision to trust me even when you cannot see what I am doing. Faith is saying, I do not understand this, but I trust the one who does. Faith is taking one step forward even when you cannot see the next 10 steps. Faith is holding on to my promises, even when everything around you is saying something completely different. And I know that faith can be hard sometimes. I know that when you have been waiting for a long time and you still have not seen the answer to your prayer, faith can start to feel thin and fragile and hard to hold on to. I know that when you have been through disappointment after disappointment, it gets harder and harder to keep believing that things will change. But I want to encourage you today with everything I have. Do not let go of your faith. Do not put it down even for a moment. Because faith is the key that unlocks the door to everything I have planned for you. It is not your perfection that unlocks the door. It is not your talent, or your hard work, or your ability to figure everything out. It is simply your faith, your willingness to trust me, to believe me, to take me at my word, even when it is difficult. That is what opens the floodgates of heaven over your life. And let me tell you something about the times when your faith feels small, the times when all you have is a tiny flicker of belief, and you are not even sure if that is enough. I want you to know that even the smallest faith in my hands becomes more than enough. You do not need a mountain of faith to see a mountain move. You just need to bring whatever you have and give it to me. Even if all you have is a whisper of hope, even if all you have is a tiny seed of trust, bring it to me. Put it in my hands and watch what I do with it. Because I take small things and make them great. I take little things and multiply them beyond anything that makes logical sense. I take the mustard seed of your faith and I grow it into something so large and strong that others will come and find rest in its shade. Please do not forget to think of that one person in your life who has been struggling, who has been going through a hard season, who needs to be reminded that they are not alone and that God sees them and loves them and has not forgotten about them. Send this to them. Be the one who speaks hope into someone else's life today, because that is what you are called to be, not just a receiver of blessings, but a carrier of hope. Not just someone whose life is being transformed, but someone through whom other lives are transformed. You have been given much, and from you, much will flow outward to touch the lives of everyone around you. These words are meant to be a daily source of strength and encouragement for you. Come back as often as you need to. Come back on the hard days, when you need to be reminded of who you are and whose you are. Come back on the good days to give thanks and celebrate. This is a place of love and hope and truth, and it will always be here for you. My dear child, come back to me for a moment. Sit still and breathe. I know that after everything you heard before, your heart is feeling things it has not felt in a very long time. Maybe there is a warmth spreading through your chest that you cannot quite explain. Maybe there are tears on your face that came without warning. Maybe something deep inside you shifted. Whatever you are feeling right now, I want you to know that I put that feeling there. That is not a coincidence. That is me reaching directly into the center of who you are and reminding you that you are not forgotten, that you are not invisible, that you are not just another face in a crowd of millions. You are my child. You are specifically, intentionally, personally mine, and I have things to say to you today that go even deeper than what you have already heard. I want to start by talking to you about something that most people never truly stop to think about. I want to talk to you about how incredibly unique you are. Not unique in a general way, not unique in the way people say it to make you feel good without really meaning it. I mean genuinely, completely, unrepeatably unique. There has never been another person exactly like you, not one. In the billions and billions of people who have walked this earth across thousands of years, not a single one of them had your exact fingerprints, your exact voice, your exact way of laughing, your exact combination of gifts and personality and perspective and heart. You are a one-of-a-kind creation. I did not make you from a template or a pattern. I did not copy and paste you from someone else. I sat down, as it were, and I crafted you with specific and intentional thought. I decided what your gifts would be. I decided what your personality would look like. I decided the way your mind would work and the things that would make your heart come alive. Every single thing about you was a deliberate choice that I made because I wanted someone exactly like you. And that means something very important. It means that the things about yourself that you have always seen as weaknesses or flaws or problems, those things look very different from where I stand. The sensitivity that you have always felt embarrassed by, the one that makes you cry at things other people brush off, the one that makes you feel everything so deeply that it sometimes overwhelms you. I put that in you on purpose. It is not a defect. It is a gift. It is the thing that makes you able to sit with someone who is hurting and truly feel what they feel and offer comfort that goes straight to the bone. The intensity that other people have sometimes told you is too much. The passion you carry for the things you believe in, the way you throw yourself completely into whatever you love, I put that in you on purpose. It is not a problem. It is a fuel source. It is the thing that is going to carry you through the hardest seasons of your calling and keep you going when everyone else has already given up. The quietness in you, the thoughtful stillness, the way you observe and process before you speak. Other people may have mistaken that for shyness or uncertainty, but I see it for what it truly is. It is wisdom developing. It is depth forming. It is the kind of careful and measured strength that the world desperately needs more of. You have spent so much of your life trying to be something other than what you are, trying to fit yourself into shapes that were never designed for you, trying to be louder when you are naturally quiet or quieter when you are naturally expressive, trying to be more, trying to sand down the parts of yourself that feel too rough or too sharp or too different. And my dear child, I want you to stop. I want you to stop trying to edit yourself into someone I never created you to be. Because the original version of you, the real, unfiltered, unedited version, that is the version I love, that is the version I made. That is the version that carries everything needed to fulfill the purpose I placed you on this earth to accomplish. Stop apologizing for who you are. Stop shrinking yourself to make other people comfortable. Stop hiding the gifts I gave you because you are afraid they are not good enough. They are more than good enough. They are exactly right. They are exactly what this moment in history needs. I want to tell you something about the way I see time because I think it will help you understand some things about your life that have been confusing you. I do not experience time the way you do. For you, time moves in one direction, forward, and everything that happened in the past is behind you, and everything that has not happened yet is ahead of you, and you can only exist in one moment at a time. But for me, all of time is present. I see your past and your present and your future all at once. I see the beginning and the end of your story simultaneously, and from where I stand, I can see something that you cannot see from where you are. I can see how everything connects. I can see how the thing that happened 10 years ago that broke your heart actually planted a seed of compassion that is going to bloom into something extraordinary in your future. I can see how the door that closed last year, that devastated you, actually redirected your path towards something far greater than what was behind that closed door. I can see how the season of waiting that has felt endless and pointless has actually been doing the most important work in your character that anything else in your life could have done. Nothing in your story is random. Nothing is accidental. Nothing is wasted. Every single moment, every experience, every relationship, every loss, every victory, every season of abundance, and every season of drought has been woven together by my hands into a tapestry that tells a story of redemption and grace and purpose that is more beautiful than any human mind could design. You cannot see the whole tapestry yet because you are still inside the story. You are looking at one thread at a time, and from that angle, it can look confusing. But if you could step back and see what I see, if you could look at the whole picture from where I am standing, you would be overwhelmed. You would fall to your knees in wonder at how perfectly every thread has been placed, at how nothing was out of place, at how every painful moment was serving a purpose that your finite human eyes simply could not see in the middle of it. So when you look at the hard things in your past and you wonder why, I want you to practice something. I want you to practice saying this: I may not understand it yet, but I trust the one who does. I may not be able to see how this fits into the bigger picture, but I believe there is a bigger picture, and I believe my life is part of it, and I believe the one who is writing my story knows exactly what he is doing. Say that, mean it. Let it become the anchor of your perspective when confusion tries to take over, because it is the truth. It is completely, absolutely, unshakably true. Now, I want to speak to you about some very specific things that I know you have been struggling with. I know that some of you who are listening right now are carrying financial burdens that feel absolutely crushing. Maybe you have debts that seem impossible to pay off. Maybe you have been unemployed, and every application you send out seems to disappear into a void with no response. Maybe you work so hard, and yet the money never seems to be enough, and no matter what you do, there is always more month left at the end of the money. Maybe you lie awake at night doing math in your head, trying to figure out how to make things stretch, trying to figure out how to cover everything, and the numbers just never work out the way you need them to. I see that. I see the stress that lives in your body because of financial pressure. I see the shame that sometimes comes with it, the feeling that you should be further along than this, the fear of what other people will think if they knew the whole truth of your situation. I see all of it, and I want to tell you something today that I need you to receive all the way down to your bones. I am your provider, not your job, not your bank account, not the economy, not the generosity of other people, though I can work through all of those things, but the source, the true, original, ultimate source of every good thing in your life is me. I own everything. Every resource in this entire universe belongs to me. The gold and the silver, the cattle on 1,000 hills, every good thing that exists was created by me and belongs to me. And I give it as I choose. And I choose to give to my children. I choose to provide for the people who trust me and come to me with their needs. I am not a stingy father who gives reluctantly and with conditions attached. I am a generous and loving father who delights in blessing my children, who loves to watch their faces light up when provision comes in ways they never expected. So I need you to change the way you see your financial situation. Stop seeing it as a permanent condition and start seeing it as a temporary season that is subject to change at any moment that I decide. Stop looking at your bank account as the final word on what is possible for your life, and start looking at me as the one who has the final word. Stop trying to figure out where the money is going to come from in your own limited human thinking, and start trusting that I can bring provision from directions you have never even thought to look. Because I have done it before. I have provided in miraculous and unexpected ways for my people throughout all of history. Water from rocks, bread from heaven, oil that never ran out, money from the mouth of a fish. I specialize in impossible provision, and the situation you are in is not too hard for me. It is not too complicated for me. It is not beyond my ability to turn around completely. I am moving in your financial life right now. Even as you listen to these words, things are being set in motion on your behalf. Doors are being opened, conversations are being arranged, ideas are being planted, opportunities are being positioned. You may not see it yet, but it is happening. And very soon, sooner than you think, you are going to start to see the evidence of it. You are going to get a call you were not expecting. You are going to have an idea come to you that opens up a new stream of income. You are going to receive help from a direction that surprises you completely. You are going to find that what seemed impossible is suddenly, inexplicably becoming possible. And when it happens, I want you to remember this moment. I want you to remember that I told you it was coming before you could see any evidence of it. Because that is what faith is, believing before you see. And when you believe before you see, when you trust me in the dark before the light comes on, that is when miracles happen. If these words are speaking to your heart right now, and you want to keep receiving this kind of encouragement every single day, then please take a moment right now. Every day there are new words of life and hope and truth being shared here, and I do not want you to miss a single one. Click now. I want to speak to those of you who are dealing with health challenges, those of you whose bodies are not working the way they are supposed to. Maybe you have been given a diagnosis that terrified you. Maybe you have been living with chronic pain for so long that you have almost forgotten what it felt like to feel normal. Maybe you are watching someone you love suffer, and you feel helpless because there is nothing you can do to fix it. Maybe you have prayed and prayed for healing and it has not come yet, and you are starting to wonder if I even hear you when you pray about this. I hear you. I have heard every single prayer, and I want to speak very specifically to this area of your life right now. I am the healer. That is not just something I do sometimes when conditions are right. It is who I am. Healing is part of my nature. It is part of my character. When I walked on this earth, I healed everyone who came to me. Everyone. Not most people. Not the ones who were sick enough. Not the ones who had enough faith or were good enough or deserving enough. Everyone who came to me and asked was healed. That was not a coincidence. That was a demonstration of my nature. Healing is what I do because healing is who I am. And I want to breathe hope into your situation today. No diagnosis has the final word over your life. No medical report, no matter how serious or frightening it sounds, is more powerful than my word over your body. I made every cell in your body. I understand every system, every organ, every process. I know exactly what is happening in your body right now, and I know exactly what needs to happen for it to be restored to health. And I am able to do that. I am able to reach into the physical world and do what no doctor or medicine can do. I have done it before. I will do it again. And the question is not whether I am able. The question is whether you will trust me enough to keep believing, even while you are waiting for the manifestation. I know waiting for healing is one of the hardest things a person can do. When you are in pain every day, when every morning you wake up and the first thing you feel is something that is not right in your body, hope can be hard to hold on to. But I am asking you to hold on. I am asking you to keep praying, keep declaring healing over your body. Keep thanking me for the healing that is coming even before you can see it, because your faith and your words matter. They are not just feelings or wishes. They are powerful, active, creative forces that I respond to. When you speak life over your body, when you agree with what I say about you, rather than what the sickness is trying to say about you, you are partnering with me in the process of your healing. And I will honor that partnership. And even in the waiting, even in the season before the full manifestation comes, I want to give you something. I want to give you peace in the middle of the uncertainty. I want to give you a supernatural ability to rest, even when your body is uncomfortable. To have joy, even when your circumstances are painful. To walk in hope, even when the medical reports are not what you wanted to see. Because that kind of peace, that kind of joy, that kind of hope is not human. You cannot manufacture it by thinking positive thoughts or by trying harder. It is a gift from me, and I am releasing it over you right now. Breathe it in. Let it settle into every tense muscle, every anxious corner of your mind, every fearful place in your heart. My peace goes where medicine cannot reach. My peace heals things that doctors cannot fix. Receive it right now. I want to speak now to the parents among you, to the mothers and fathers who are carrying the weight of their children's lives on their hearts. I know how much you love your children. I know that there is no love more fierce or more consuming or more terrifying than the love a parent has for a child. I know that when your child is hurting, you would do anything to take that pain away and put it on yourself instead. I know that when your child makes choices that break your heart, the pain of it is unlike any other pain you have ever experienced. I know that some of you are praying for children who have walked away from everything they were raised to believe. Children who are making dangerous choices. Children who are in situations that terrify you. Children who have broken your heart in ways you never thought possible. And you lie awake at night, and you pray the same prayers over and over, and you wonder if I am listening, if anything is changing, if they are ever going to come home. I want to tell you something today that I need you to hold on to with both hands. I love your children even more than you do. I know that sounds impossible. I know that your love for your children feels limitless, but my love for them is even bigger, and I am working in their lives even when you cannot see it. Every prayer you have ever prayed for your child has reached my ears. Not one of them has gone unheard, and I have been moving in their lives in response to those prayers, even when there was no visible evidence of it, even when things looked impossible. The chapter they are living in right now is not the final chapter. I am still writing their story, and I have not given up on them, and I am not going to. Keep praying, keep believing, keep holding on to hope even when everything you see contradicts it, because I am the God who brings people home. I am the God who can reach a heart that every human being has given up on. I am the God who specializes in rescuing the lost and the wandering, and the ones who have gone the farthest from where they should be. And your child is not beyond my reach. No one is ever beyond my reach. And to the children among you, to the ones who feel, come home. It does not matter what you have done. It does not matter how far you have gone or how long you have been away or what you have gotten yourself into. Come home. I am standing at the door, watching for you. And the moment you turn and start walking back, the moment you decide to come home, I will run to meet you. Not with lectures or disappointment or a list of everything you did wrong. With arms wide open and joy so overwhelming it cannot be contained. Because that is what I do when one of my children comes home. I celebrate. I throw a party. I make it known throughout heaven that the one who was lost has been found. That is how much you mean to me. Come home. A single act of kindness can help God's message reach someone who needs hope today. Now, I want to talk to you about your purpose because I think many of you are living far below the level of life I designed for you. Not because you are not trying, but because you have believed things about yourself that are simply not true. You have believed that you are ordinary, that your life does not really matter much in the grand scheme of things, that the big, world-changing, meaningful lives are for other people, special people, more gifted people, more educated people, more connected people, and you quietly go about your daily life doing what needs to be done, but with a low-grade ache in your heart because somewhere deep inside you know that there is more. You can feel it. You have always been able to feel it. This sense that you were made for something significant, something meaningful, something that goes beyond just getting through each week and paying your bills and getting to the weekend. That feeling is real. I put it there. I put it there because it is true. You were made for more. Not more in the sense of more money or more status or more recognition, though I have abundance in store for you in all kinds of ways. More in the sense of more meaning, more impact, more depth of relationship, more of the fullness of life that I designed for every human being to experience. You were not made to simply exist. You were made to live fully, richly, purposefully, with every part of who you are, engaged and alive and contributing to something that matters. And I have a very specific purpose in mind for you. Not a vague general purpose, but a specific one. Something that only you can do in the exact way that you can do it, because of the exact person that you are. And here is what I need you to understand about that purpose. It is not necessarily going to look big and visible and impressive by the world's standards. Some of the most important and world-changing purposes I have given to people have been lived out in very quiet and ordinary-looking places. In a kitchen where a mother raises children who go on to change the world. In a classroom where a teacher plants seeds in young minds that bloom decades later. In a hospital room where a nurse sits with a dying patient and makes sure they do not face their last moments alone. In a conversation between two friends where one says exactly the right thing at exactly the right moment, and it changes the direction of the other person's entire life. Purpose does not always look dramatic, but it is always significant. And your purpose, wherever I have planted it, is significant. So let me ask you, what is it that makes your heart come alive? What is the thing that when you do it, time disappears and you forget to feel tired? What is the need in the world around you that you cannot look at without feeling a pull in your chest? A desire to do something about it? What is the thing you know how to do that other people seem to find difficult? Pay attention to those things. They are breadcrumbs. They are hints that I have scattered throughout your personality and your experience to lead you toward the purpose I have designed for you. You do not have to have everything figured out. You do not have to see the whole road. You just have to take the next step, the one right in front of you, and I will show you the one after that when you get there. And I promise you this, when you start walking in your purpose, when you start doing the things I made you to do and being who I made you to be, everything changes. The effort that used to exhaust you starts to feel energizing. The obstacles that used to stop you start to feel different. The fear that used to keep you frozen starts to lose its grip because you are no longer living for yourself. You are living for something bigger than yourself. And when you are living for something bigger than yourself, bigger than your comfort and your preferences and your fears, you tap into a strength and a courage that you did not know you had. Because it is not your strength, it is mine, and mine is unlimited. I also want to speak to you about the importance of community, about the people I have placed around you and the people I am still bringing into your life. Because one of the lies the enemy tells people is that they have to do life alone, that asking for help is weakness, that being vulnerable is dangerous, that the safest thing is to keep everyone at a certain distance so that no one can hurt you. And I understand where that lie comes from. I understand that many of you have been hurt by people you trusted. I understand that some of the deepest wounds you carry were put there by people who were supposed to love you and protect you. I understand that the very people who taught you how to love also taught you how to be afraid of love. And I am not going to minimize how real and how painful that is, but I also need to tell you the truth. You were not made to do life alone. I designed you for deep, genuine, life-giving connection with other human beings. I designed you to be known, really known. Not just the version of yourself that you let people see on the best days, but all of you, even the messy and imperfect and struggling parts. And I designed you to know others in that same deep way, to walk through life together, to carry each other's burdens, to celebrate each other's victories, to speak truth to each other when truth is hard to hear, to sit with each other in the dark seasons and refuse to leave. That kind of community is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is something you cannot fully thrive without, and I am bringing the right people into your life, even now. Even as you listen to these words, I am arranging connections and relationships that are going to be lifelines for you. People who will see you clearly and love you anyway. People who will call out the greatness in you that you cannot see in yourself. People who will stand with you in faith when your own faith is running low. People who will celebrate you without jealousy, correct you without cruelty, and love you without agenda. These people exist. I am sending them. Keep your heart open. Do not let the wounds of past relationships cause you to shut the door on future ones. Not everyone is going to hurt you the way you have been hurt before. There are good, faithful, genuine people in this world, and I am going to bring them across your path. And as you receive this kind of community, I also want you to be this for other people. Be the one who shows up. Be the one who checks in. Be the one who remembers what someone is going through and asks about it weeks later. Be the one who speaks encouragement without waiting for the right moment, because the right moment is always right now. Be the one who is present, genuinely present. In a world where everyone is increasingly distracted and disconnected, your presence in someone else's life is one of the most powerful things I can give through you. Do not underestimate it. I want to take a moment now to speak to you about worship, about the power of praise, about what happens in the spiritual realm when you lift your voice and turn your heart toward me in gratitude and adoration. Not because things are perfect, not because everything is going the way you hoped, but just because of who I am. There is something that happens when you worship me in the middle of a hard season that is unlike anything else. When you are in pain and you still lift your hands, when you are afraid and you still sing, when you are confused and you still choose to praise, something shifts. In the unseen world, chains break, walls fall, darkness scatters. Not because of the volume of your voice or the quality of your singing, but because of the posture of your heart, because praise is a declaration of trust. It is you saying, I do not understand what is happening, but I still believe you are good. I still believe you are in control. I still believe you are working. And that declaration, made in faith in the middle of a hard season, is one of the most powerful things you can do. So I want to encourage you to worship not just when worship comes easily and naturally, but especially when it does not feel natural, especially when it costs you something, especially when you have to choose it in the face of pain and fear and confusion. Because that kind of worship, the kind that is offered not from a place of comfortable abundance, but from a place of faithful trust, that is the kind that moves heaven. That is the kind that I respond to in ways that take your breath away. That is the kind that brings the walls of Jericho crashing down. Put on worship music today. Sing out loud even if you do not have a good voice. Dance if you feel moved to dance. Lift your hands even when it feels awkward. Let your body participate in the praise, even before your emotions have fully caught up, because sometimes the emotions follow the action. Sometimes you have to choose the posture first, and the feeling comes later. And when it comes, when the presence of God fills the room, and your heart starts to overflow with a joy and a peace that makes no logical sense given your circumstances, you will be so glad you chose to worship. Now let me speak to you about obedience, because this is an area that is important, and I want to address it with love and clarity. I know that the word obedience can feel heavy or restrictive. The world tells you that you should always follow your heart, always do what feels right to you, always put your own desires and preferences first. And I understand the appeal of that message. Freedom sounds good. Being your own authority sounds liberating. But the truth is that the kind of freedom the world offers is not real freedom. It is just a different kind of captivity. When you follow every impulse and every desire without any reference to wisdom or truth or a higher purpose, you end up not free, but enslaved to your own appetites and to the consequences of choices made without wisdom. Real freedom comes from knowing the truth and living in alignment with it. Real freedom comes from walking in the purpose you were created for, which requires following my guidance, even when it is not the easiest or the most immediately comfortable path. I am not asking for your obedience because I want to control you or limit you. I am asking for your obedience because I can see the whole road, and you can only see the part you are standing on. I am asking for your obedience because I know what leads to life and what leads to destruction. I am asking for your obedience because the path I am calling you to walk is the path that leads to everything your heart is truly longing for, even if it does not look that way right now. And obedience does not have to be complicated. It does not require you to have everything figured out. It just requires you to take the next step that I am showing you. To do the right thing in the situation right in front of you. To speak when I say speak and stay quiet when I say be still. To go when I say go and wait when I say wait. To give when I say give and receive when I say receive. One step at a time. That is all I am asking. Just the next right step. And I will always show you what that step is, if you are willing to ask me and listen for the answer. Take a moment right now, if you have not already done so, and tell someone you know about this channel. Think of someone in your life who needs to hear these words. Someone who is going through a hard season, someone who has lost hope, someone who needs to be reminded that they are loved and not forgotten. Be the one who sends the message that changes their day or even their life, because you are not just here to receive, you are here to give. That is part of your purpose. And sharing hope is one of the most powerful things you can do. And please, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, do it right now. It takes just 1 second, and it means that every time a new message of hope and truth and encouragement is posted, you will be among the first to receive it. Now, my child, I want to speak to you about the days ahead. Not just the next few days, but the season that is coming, the next chapter of your life that is already being written, even as you listen right now. Because I want to prepare your heart for what is coming. I want to get you ready not just to survive it, but to thrive in it, to receive everything I have planned for it with open hands and an open heart. The season that is coming for you is a season of increase. Not just material increase, though that is part of it, but increase in every area of your life. Increase in wisdom. You are going to find yourself understanding things you never understood before, seeing situations clearly in ways that used to confuse you, knowing what to do and what to say in moments that used to leave you feeling lost and uncertain. That wisdom is going to come from the time you have spent with me, from the things I have been building in you through every hard season you have walked through. It is going to show up at exactly the right moments, and people around you are going to notice it and wonder where it came from, and you will know it came from me. Increase in peace. The anxiety and worry that have been constant companions for so long are going to start to loosen their grip on you. Not all at once necessarily, but gradually, consistently, steadily, as you practice bringing your fears to me instead of carrying them yourself, as you practice choosing my truth over the enemy's lies, as you practice looking at your circumstances through the lens of my faithfulness, rather than through the lens of your own limited understanding. The peace that I give is not a feeling that depends on everything going right. It is a deep, settled, unshakable, knowing that no matter what happens, you are going to be okay, because I am with you. And when I am with you, everything that needs to work out will work out. Increase in joy, real joy, not the kind of happiness that comes and goes depending on your circumstances, but the kind of deep, bubbling, irrepressible joy that comes from being rooted in love and purpose and truth. The kind of joy that can coexist with pain without being destroyed by it. The kind of joy that makes people look at you and ask what it is you have because they want some of it. That joy is going to become more and more the atmosphere of your life as you learn to walk more fully in my presence, because where I am, there is fullness of joy. It is not something you have to manufacture or perform. It is something that happens naturally and beautifully when you stay close to me. Increase in relationships. I am bringing people into your life who are going to add immeasurable richness and meaning to it. People who are going to walk this journey with you. People who are going to sharpen you and challenge you and encourage you and celebrate with you. Some of these people are already in your life, but the relationship has not yet reached its full depth. I am going to take those relationships deeper. Some of these people you have not met yet. I am arranging those meetings even now. And some of these relationships are going to be so significant, so life-giving, so perfectly aligned with where I am taking you, that you will look back one day and marvel at the exactness of the timing, at how I brought you together at exactly the right moment, in exactly the right way. And I want to say something about the people who are currently in your life who are not good for you. The ones who drain you rather than fill you. The ones who bring confusion and toxicity and negativity. The ones who pull you away from me rather than toward me. I am not going to tell you to cut people off carelessly or without wisdom. Relationships are complex, and I do not do things carelessly. But I am going to ask you to pay attention, to notice which relationships in your life leave you feeling more alive and more yourself and more connected to me, and which ones leave you feeling depleted and confused and distant from everything that matters, and to begin to make wise, prayerful, intentional decisions about where you invest your most precious resource, which is not money or time, but your heart. Guard your heart, my child, not in a way that closes it off completely from everyone, because that is not health. That is just a different kind of prison. But guard it in the sense of being intentional about who has access to the deepest and most vulnerable parts of you. Not everyone who wants access to your heart deserves it. Closeness is earned through consistency and trustworthiness and genuine love. Be warm with everyone. Be kind with everyone. Be generous with your time and your care and your attention. But be discerning about who you let all the way in. Because the people you let all the way in are the people who will influence the direction of your life in ways you may not even realize until much later. Now, as we continue moving through this message, I want to speak to you about something that is near and dear to my heart. I want to talk to you about the way you treat yourself, because many of you are far more kind and gracious and patient with everyone else in your life than you are with yourself. You extend compassion to everyone around you, but you withhold it from yourself. When other people make mistakes, you say, "It is okay. Everyone makes mistakes. You are still learning. I still love you." But when you make mistakes, you say things to yourself that you would never say to another human being, things that are cruel and harsh and completely untrue. You replay your failures over and over in your mind, and you use them as evidence that you are fundamentally not good enough. You hold yourself to a standard of perfection that is completely unreachable, and then you punish yourself when you inevitably fall short of it. My child, I need you to stop treating yourself that way. I need you to start extending to yourself the same grace and compassion that I extend to you. When you mess up, which you will because you are human, and all humans mess up, I do not want you to spend days or weeks or months beating yourself up over it. I want you to bring it to me. I want you to acknowledge it honestly and take responsibility for it. I want you to make it right with anyone you have hurt to the extent that you are able to. And then I want you to receive my forgiveness and move on. Not carry it with you, not drag it around, not let it become part of the story you tell yourself about who you are and what you deserve. Receive the forgiveness which is complete and free and already purchased, and then keep walking forward. You are not your worst moment. You are not the sum of your failures. You are not defined by your mistakes or your sins or your most embarrassing memories. You are defined by me. You are defined by the love I have for you and the purpose I have placed in you and the price I paid for you. That is your true identity. Everything else is just things that happened, not things that define you. And when you start to understand that, when you start to live from that place of secure identity rather than from the anxious striving of someone who is always trying to prove their worth, everything changes. You become more genuinely free than you have ever been, more able to take risks and make mistakes and try again without being destroyed by the inevitable imperfections of the process, more able to love other people generously because you are no longer so desperately in need of their love and approval to feel okay about yourself. That security, that settled sense of being completely loved and completely accepted exactly as you are right now in this moment before you fix anything or improve anything or figure anything out. That is what I want to give you, and I am giving it to you right now. Receive it. Let it be real for you. Let it change the way you walk into a room, the way you speak to yourself in the quiet of your own mind, the way you approach the challenges of your life. You are completely loved. You are fully accepted. You are unconditionally mine. And that is the most solid ground in the universe to stand on. Let me tell you something about the morning that is coming for you. Not just the literal morning when the sun rises tomorrow, though that is part of it, but the metaphorical morning that is dawning in your life. Because after every dark night, there is always a morning. That is a law I built into the fabric of creation. Darkness is never permanent. It always gives way to light. Winter is never permanent. It always gives way to spring. The season of difficulty and waiting and confusion that you have been in is not permanent. It is giving way even now, slowly but surely and unmistakably, to something new and bright and full of the promise of life. I can feel it turning. Even if you cannot yet, there is a shift happening in the atmosphere around your life. Something is loosening. Something that has been stuck is starting to move. Something that has been closed is beginning to open. The fog that has made it hard to see clearly is starting to thin. And very soon, you are going to start to see things with a clarity and a vision that you have not had in a long time. You are going to start to see the path forward in a way that makes you want to leap out of bed in the morning and start walking it. You are going to start to feel the energy and the excitement and the passion that a long, hard season of waiting had drained out of you. It is coming back. Your joy is coming back. Your hope is coming back. Your sense of purpose and direction is coming back. And with it, everything you need to walk into the season ahead with confidence and courage and faith. I am so proud of you, my child. I want to make sure you hear that. I am proud of you for still being here. I am proud of you for not giving up, even when giving up felt easier. I am proud of you for still believing, even when belief was hard. I am proud of you for choosing hope when everything around you was screaming hopelessness. I am proud of you for the prayers you prayed in the dark when you were not sure anyone was listening. I am proud of you for the person you have been becoming through all of this. Even though you may not be able to see it clearly from the inside, I see it. I see the depth that has grown in you. I see the compassion that has developed in you. I see the faith that has been forged in you through the fire of difficult seasons, and it is beautiful. You are beautiful, and I am so honored to call you mine. So keep going, my dear child. Keep going. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Keep showing up. Keep praying. Keep worshiping. Keep choosing faith over fear, and love over bitterness, and hope over despair, because the story is not over. In fact, the very best part of the story is just beginning, and I am going to be with you for every single word of it, through every twist and every turn, through every valley and every mountaintop, through every season of winter and every glorious eruption of spring. I am here. I have always been here, and I will always, always be here. You are not alone. You have never been alone, and you will never be alone. This is my promise to you, sealed with everything I am, unbreakable and eternal and completely and utterly true. I love you, my precious child, more than you will ever fully understand on this side of eternity. But one day you will know. One day you will see it fully and completely, and it will overwhelm you in the most beautiful way possible. Until then, trust me. Walk with me, stay close to me, and watch what I do with the life you have given me to hold. Now, my dear child, I want to talk to you about something that I think is incredibly important for you to hear today. I want to talk to you about how much I value the time you spend with me. Not the big, grand moments, though those too, but the quiet, ordinary, everyday moments. The moments when you close your eyes before you go to sleep and breathe my name. The moments when you sit with your cup of coffee in the morning and talk to me before the noise of the day begins. The moments when you are driving somewhere and you put on worship music and let the words fill your car and your heart. The moments when you are standing in your kitchen doing dishes and you start to pray out loud to me just because you feel the need to talk. Those moments mean everything to me. They are my favorite moments because in those moments you are not performing. You are not trying to impress anyone. It is just you and me, completely open and honest with each other. And that kind of intimacy, that kind of closeness, that is what I treasure above everything else. I do not need you to have perfect words when you come to me. I do not need you to sound polished or eloquent or spiritually impressive. I just need you. Come to me with whatever you have. Come to me messy and confused and tired and scared, if that is what you are. Come to me with your doubts and your questions and your frustrations. I can handle all of it. There is nothing you can bring to me that will make me pull back or turn away. You can say things to me that you cannot say to anyone else in your life. You can be completely and totally honest with me. You can tell me you are angry. You can tell me you do not understand. You can tell me you are scared and exhausted, and that you are not sure you can keep going, and I will not flinch. I will not be shocked or disappointed. I will just pull you closer, because that is what real love does. Real love does not run away when things get hard or honest or messy. Real love leans in. I want to be your very best friend, my child. I want to be the one you turn to first, not last. I want to be the one you talk to before you talk to anyone else. Not because I need that for my sake, but because when you put me first, when you run to me before you run to anyone else, you save yourself so much unnecessary pain. So many times people spend weeks or months or even years searching for answers in all the wrong places, pouring out their hearts to people who do not have the wisdom or the capacity to truly help them, looking for solutions in things that only make the emptiness feel bigger. And all along I have been here, waiting with exactly the answer they needed, with exactly the wisdom they were looking for, with exactly the comfort their soul was craving. Come to me first. Let me be your first stop, not your last resort. And when you do come to me, come expecting. Do not come to me out of habit or obligation, just going through the motions without any real expectation that I will actually show up and do something. Come to me with expectation and excitement, knowing that I am a God who acts, a God who moves, a God who answers, a God who shows up, because that is exactly who I am. I am not a God who sits passively while my children struggle. I am a God who fights for my children. I am a God who moves mountains on behalf of the people who trust me. I am a God who parts seas and shuts the mouths of lions and brings the dead back to life. Nothing is impossible for me. Nothing. And nothing is too hard or too complicated or too far gone for me to restore and redeem and make beautiful again. I want to speak now about the fears that have been keeping you up at night. The fears about money and about whether there will be enough. The fears about your health and whether your body will hold up. The fears about your children and whether they will be okay. The fears about your relationships and whether the people you love will stay. The fears about your future and whether things will ever really get better. I see every one of those fears. I know exactly what keeps you awake at 3:00 inches the morning when the rest of the world is sleeping. And I want to speak directly to every single one of those fears right now and tell them they have no place in your life. Fear is not from me. I want to be very clear about that. The spirit of fear, the spirit that wakes you up in the middle of the night with a pounding heart and a racing mind, the spirit that makes tomorrow feel terrifying, that spirit did not come from me. I have not given you a spirit of fear. I have given you a spirit of power and of love and of a sound mind. That is what I put inside you. That is what you carry in your spirit. And when fear comes knocking on the door of your heart, you have the right and the authority to tell it to go. You do not have to open the door and invite it in and give it a seat at your table. You can say, I hear you knocking, but you are not welcome here. I belong to a God who is bigger than every fear I have ever had, and I will not be ruled by you today. And then you turn your eyes back to me, because that is the key. Fear grows when you look at it. It shrinks when you look at me. So when fear comes, do not stare at it. Do not analyze it and turn it over and over in your mind and give it more and more of your attention. Turn your eyes to me. Fix your gaze on me. Think about who I am and what I have done and what I have promised. Think about the times I have come through for you before. Think about the times things looked impossible. And then somehow, in a way you could not have planned or predicted, everything worked out. That was me. That has always been me. And what I did before, I will do again. Your financial situation is not beyond my ability to restore. I am the God who owns everything in this universe. I am the God who can open doors of provision that have never been opened before. I am the God who can bring resources from directions you never even thought to look. Your health is not beyond my ability to heal. I made your body. I know every cell, every organ, every system. I know exactly what is wrong, and I know exactly how to fix it. And I am the God who heals. That is my nature. That is who I am. Your relationships are not beyond my ability to restore. I am the God who can soften hard hearts and open closed minds, and bring reconciliation to situations that seemed completely beyond repair. Your future is not beyond my ability to redirect and restore and make beautiful. I have not run out of ideas for your life. I have not used up my creativity on your behalf. I still have plans for you that will take your breath away. So let me ask you something, my child. Will you trust me? Even now, even in the middle of all of this, even when things look uncertain and the path ahead is not clear, will you take my hand and choose to trust me? Will you say yes to me? Not because you have everything figured out, not because you feel strong and confident, not because you can see how it is all going to work out, but simply because I am asking you to, simply because you know that I am good and I am faithful, and I love you more than you could ever fully comprehend. Will you say yes? Because if you will say yes, if you will take that one simple step of trust, I will meet you there. I will take that yes, and I will do something extraordinary with it. I will take the little you have and multiply it. I will take the broken pieces and put them back together in a way that is more beautiful than the original. I will take the pain that has been planted in the soil of your life, and I will make it grow into something that produces fruit not just for you, but for everyone around you. I am so good at taking the things the enemy meant for your destruction and turning them into instruments of your destiny. That is one of my favorite things to do, and I'm going to do it in your life. I am already doing it. You just have to keep going long enough to see it. Now I want to speak something directly over your family, over your home, over the people you love most in this world. I see your family. I see the dynamics, the struggles, the tensions, the love that is there even when it gets buried under hurt and frustration and misunderstanding. I see the children who are trying to find their way and the parents who are doing their best, even when their best feels insufficient. I see the marriages that are strained and the relationships that feel distant and the hearts that are longing for deeper connection. I see all of it, and I am moving in the middle of it all. I am sending healing into your home. I am sending peace into the rooms where tension has been living. I am softening hearts that have grown hard and opening up lines of communication that have been closed. I am working in the unseen places, in the hearts and minds of the people you love, speaking truth to them, drawing them closer to me, healing the wounds they carry. You may not be able to see it yet. It may not look like it, but every prayer you have prayed for your family has been heard. Every tear you have cried for the people you love has been caught, and I am answering. Maybe not in the exact way or on the exact timeline you expected, but I am answering. And the answer is going to be so good, so much better than what you could have planned for yourself or for them. Your home is going to become a place of peace. Your home is going to become a place where people walk in and immediately feel something different, something warm and loving and safe and real. Your home is going to become a place of healing, not just for your family, but for the people who come and go through your doors, because my presence is going to fill every corner of it. And when my presence is in a place, everything changes. The atmosphere shifts, the heaviness lifts, joy comes in, peace settles, and people who were broken start to feel whole again just from being in the room. This is what I have planned for your family. Not just survival, not just getting through one day at a time, but genuine, deep, lasting peace and joy and connection and love. The kind of family life that people look at and know that something divine is at work. The kind of home that becomes a lighthouse for your neighborhood and your community. Because you were never just meant to be blessed for your own sake. You were always meant to be a blessing. And as my love and my peace fill your home, it will naturally overflow outward and touch the lives of everyone around you. I want to say something now to the part of you that has been disappointed with me. I know that might sound strange, but I also know it is real for some of you. Some of you have prayed prayers that did not seem to get answered the way you expected. Some of you have been waiting for something for so long that you have started to wonder if I was ever going to come through. Some of you have gone through losses that were so painful that you found yourself asking me why. Why did you let this happen? Why did you not stop it? Why did I have to go through this? And I want to say something to you about that with the deepest tenderness and care. I understand why you feel that way. Your pain is real. Your confusion is real. Your grief is real. And I am not going to give you a simple, tidy answer that wraps everything up neatly, because some things in this life do not get simple, tidy answers. Some things we will not fully understand until we see me face to face. But what I can tell you is this: I was there in every moment of every hard thing you went through. I was not absent. I was not looking away. I did not cause the pain, but I was with you in the middle of it. And I was using it, even the most painful parts, to do something in you and around you that could not have been done any other way. And I need you to know that the things you lost, the things that were taken from you, the things that fell apart, I see them. I know what it cost you. I know how much those losses hurt. And I am a God who restores. I am a God who gives back. I am a God who takes everything that was stolen or destroyed or lost and brings it back in a form that is even more beautiful than what was taken, not the same. It will not always look exactly the same, but more than you had before, more than you lost, more than you expected. That is the kind of God I am, and that restoration is coming for you. So hold on, keep trusting, keep believing, because the best chapter of your story has not been written yet, and it is going to be so good. Now, my child, as we come toward the end of this time together, I want to do something very specific. I want to speak things over your life. Not just general things, but specific, powerful, personal declarations that are going to plant seeds of truth in your heart that will grow into real fruit in your real life. I declare over you that you are seen and known and loved by the God who made the universe. I declare over you that every chain that has been holding you back is broken right now in the name of love and truth and grace. I declare over you that every lie the enemy has spoken over your identity is canceled and replaced with the truth of who you really are, which is a beloved, chosen, powerful, purposed child of the Most High God. I declare over you that the doors that need to open in your life will open, and that no power in heaven or on earth or under the earth can keep them shut when I have decided to open them. I declare over you that healing is flowing into your body, your mind, your emotions, and your relationships right now. I declare over you that provision is coming, that the lack you have been experiencing is coming to an end, and that abundance is breaking through into your life. I declare over you that peace, real peace, deep peace, the kind that does not make any logical sense given your circumstances, is settling into your heart right now. I declare over you that your best days are ahead of you, and that the future I have planned for you is so good, so full, so rich with purpose and joy and meaning, that when you see it, you will not be able to believe that it is really your life, These are not just words. These are living declarations spoken with all of my authority, planted in your life, and they will grow. They are already growing, and in the days and weeks and months ahead, you are going to start to see them bearing fruit in ways that will absolutely amaze you. So write them down, say them out loud, come back and read them on the hard days. Let them be the words that you fight back with when the enemy tries to tell you a different story, because these are the true words. These are my words, and my words never return empty. They always accomplish exactly what I send them out to do. I love you, my dear child. I love you with a love that is older than time and stronger than death and deeper than the deepest ocean. I love you on your best days and I love you on your worst days. I love you when you get it right, and I love you when you mess up completely. I love you when you feel close to me, and I love you when you feel far away. My love for you is not based on your performance or your consistency or how well you are doing at being a good person. My love for you is based on one simple, unchangeable fact. You are mine and I am yours, and that will never, ever change. So, go forward today, my child, with your head held high and your heart held open. Go forward knowing that you are not alone, that you have never been alone, that you will never be alone. Go forward knowing that the God who made you is walking with you, fighting for you, going before you, and holding you from behind. Go forward knowing that the best is still to come, that the story is not over, that the most beautiful chapters are still being written. Go forward in faith, even when faith is hard. Go forward in love, even when love is difficult. Go forward in hope, even when hope feels thin. Because I am with you, I am always with you, and with me by your side, there is nothing you cannot face, nothing you cannot overcome, nothing you cannot become. The world is going to try to tell you a different story today. It is going to try to discourage you and distract you and pull your eyes away from everything I have just spoken into your heart. But I am asking you to remember these words. Come back to them. Let them be the anchor that holds you steady when the waves get rough. Let them be the light that guides you when the path gets dark. Let them be the voice you choose to listen to above every other voice that tries to speak over your life. Because you are loved. You are chosen. You are valued. You are purposed. You are healed. You are free. You are victorious. Not because of anything you did or anything you have or anything you earned, but because of who I am and because of the love I have decided to pour out over your life. That is the truth. That is your truth, and no force in this universe can take it away from you. Now go, my dear one. Go into your day carrying everything you have received here. Go and be the light I made you to be. Go and be the love I placed inside you. Go and be the hope that someone around you is desperately waiting to find. And know that every step you take, I am right there with you. Every breath you breathe, I am sustaining you. Every morning you wake up, I will be the first thing waiting to greet you. And every night you close your eyes, I will be the last voice whispering over you, telling you that you are safe, that you are loved, and that tomorrow holds more goodness than today could even contain. I am your Father, I am your God, I am your closest friend and your greatest champion, and I am not going anywhere, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. I am here. I have always been here, and I will always be here. You are mine and I am yours. And that, my beloved child, is the most beautiful and unshakable truth in the entire universe. Hold it close, never let it go, and walk forward into the incredible, breathtaking, miraculous life I have been preparing for you all along. It is yours. Go and live it.